Hello sports fans, it is Monday, May the 19th, the year 2014, and as always, a lot to get to in the sports world, so let's get it going right now. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you caught some of the games over the weekend. Let's start in the NBA. Let's start in Indiana, where the Indiana Pacers beat the Miami Heat 107-96 in the first game of the Eastern Conference Finals, and Indiana led from wire to wire. Indiana looked really, really good in this game. Maybe Indiana is starting to find their mojo. Remember, they played lousy ball for months. Were lucky to beat Atlanta in the first round. Didn't play particularly great in the second round against Washington, but maybe they're starting to find their game because Indiana looked really, really good yesterday. All five of their starters in double figures. I mean, like I said, they led from wire to wire in this game. And Indiana, if they were going to win this series, they had to have game one. They had to establish something. Now listen, it's only one game. You got to win 4 games to beat Miami. That's not going to be easy. And if you're a Miami Heat fan, you're not panicking at all. You lost 1 game. Miami's a good road team. You have LeBron James. You have Wade. You have Bosh. No need to panic if you're a Miami Heat fan, but you have to like what you see from Indiana. I mean, you had to like what you saw yesterday. Indiana really responded in a big way, played a tremendous game, their best game they've played in months. So I really like what I saw from Indiana. Like I said, the long way to go. You have to beat Miami 4 times, not just once. All right, that was your NBA. Of course, tonight we have Oklahoma City and San Antonio Game 1. Ibaka out for Oklahoma City. That's a huge loss. Tony Parker looks like he will play. Over to the NHL we go. How about the New York Rangers on Saturday afternoon? They go up to Montreal and they just blow out the Canadiens 7-2. I mean, the Rangers just laid it on Montreal. Couldn't have played any better. Price was awful in the game. Price gets pulled. Now he has an injury. He's questionable for Game 2. I mean, the Rangers looked really, really good. Once again, though, it's only 1 game. You see how these series in the NHL change on a dime so quickly. Look at the Rangers against Pittsburgh. They're down 3-1. They're a dead caucus. They end up winning the series. So series can change in a second. I expect Montreal to play much better tonight. I would think Montreal would win tonight. I think this is going to be a long series. I think it's an even series. I would expect Montreal at home to show some pride and respond tonight in a big way. So that is Game 2 tonight, Rangers and Montreal. Yesterday, Chicago in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals beat LA 3-1. Chicago is up 1-0. Remember, LA beat Anaheim in Game 7 on Friday night. Chicago, everyone's forgotten about them this year. I mean, remember, Chicago won the Stanley Cup last year. Everyone's forgotten about the Blackhawks and how good they are. They are the best team in hockey as far as I'm concerned. I mean, Blackhawks are solid up and down the lineup. I mean, they don't have any weak spots at all. The crowd in Chicago is absolutely tremendous. I love that arena there in Chicago, the United Center. Tremendous fans in Chicago. But hey, we've seen it before with LA. They were down 3-0 to San Jose, came back and won. They were down to Anaheim 3-2 and came back and won. They have Quick, who's a fabulous goalie. Don't count LA out just yet. So that is your NHL. As far as the Preakness, no drama here. California Chrome, just like the Derby, wins very, very easily. There was no drama in the Kentucky Derby or the Preakness. It was all California Chrome. That sets up the Belmont. We will see if we will have our first Triple Crown winner since the 70s when Affirm did it. I mean, I'm rooting for California Chrome. I'd love to see a Triple Crown winner, but the Belmont is so much different than the other 2 races. The Belmont is 1.5 miles. These horses are not used to going this distance. You're going to have a few new shooters in this race. You're going to have horses that were in the Derby that skipped the Preakness that are now rested. So it is a daunting task for California Chrome to win this race. I will be rooting for him. I may even be out there at Belmont. So that was your Preakness. I did catch some boxing over the weekend. Juan Manuel Marquez beat Mike Alvarado. Very easy decision. Alvarado, I mean, did knock down Marquez in the 9th round, but this was all Marquez. Marquez won about 11 or 12 rounds here. Marquez put Alvarado down in the 8th. Alvarado, like I said, actually put Marquez down in the 9th. Wasn't able to follow it up at all. I didn't think Marquez was in any trouble losing this fight. I'll give Alvarado credit for hanging in there. but Juan Manuel Marquez is an elite fighter. Alvarado is not. Alvarado to me is like a Friday Night Fights fighter, and this sets up maybe a possible Marquez-Pacquiao number 5. Do you believe it that these guys could fight a 5th time? So I did catch some boxing over the weekend. Juan Manuel Marquez beats Alvarado. As far as your baseball over the weekend, I'll tell you, the theme for me in baseball, a lot of mediocre 500 teams, a lot of injuries. I look up and basically everyone's hurt, everyone's on the DL. Not many elite teams. I was impressed with Detroit. They're one of the few elite teams. They went up to Fenway Park and swept the Red Sox. I like what I see from Detroit. Oakland continues to roll. To me, in the American League, Detroit and Oakland are the 2 best teams. LA Angels are starting to put something together. They're 24-19. Hamilton will be back soon. They took 3 out of 4 from Tampa. Maybe the Angels are starting to put something together. By the way, Tampa Bay in last place. They have all kinds of issues. So does Texas, by the way. Now Field is hurt. As far as the National League, I watched a little bit of St. Louis and Atlanta. St. Louis took the first 2 games. Atlanta salvaged the last game. And what's going on with the Dodgers? The Dodgers lost 2 of 3 to Arizona. Arizona is just an awful ball club. Kershaw just got shelled the other day. What's going on with the Dodgers and what's with their fielding? Just atrocious fielding. As far as the National League, the Giants to me look like the best team in the National League. The Brewers continue to do a nice job. Pittsburgh continues to be disappointing. I expect more from St. Louis, from Washington, but I mean, it's so early in the season. Colorado's doing some nice things. Tulowitzki's on fire. But like I said, a lot of 500 teams in baseball, a lot of injuries, kind of choppy play so far, but like I said, I mean, the baseball season goes on and on and on, and it just changes weekly. Next week, I could have a whole different feel for baseball. So that is your baseball. As far as tonight, what to watch, I mean, you got 2 monster games, one in the NBA, one in the NHL. You got Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals in the NBA, Oklahoma City and San Antonio. That is must-watch. It doesn't get any better than that. Tony Parker will play for San Antonio. Ibaka looks like he will be out for the rest of the playoffs for Oklahoma City. That is a huge loss. This should be a tremendous, tremendous series. You like the NBA, definitely tune into that. In the NHL tonight, Rangers in Montreal, up in Montreal. Game 2 after the Rangers blasted Montreal the other day. We'll see if Price plays for Montreal. If he does play, how well is he going to play? He was shelled the other day. I expect Montreal to respond at home and show some pride. And like I said, games in the NHL can change, series can change so quickly. Just because the Rangers won 7-2 the other day doesn't mean they're going to win tonight. I saw it in that first round series when San Jose was just beating up the Kings, and what happens? The Kings end up winning 4 straight. Same thing with the Rangers in Pittsburgh. These series can change quickly. I expect Montreal to respond tonight. And of course, you got all your baseball tonight as well, as you're always going to have. Believe it or not, Memorial Day weekend is next weekend. Memorial Day's a little early this year. Usually it's the very end of May. It's about a week early this year. So Memorial Day coming up. You got the Indy 500 coming up. You got the French Open coming up. So a lot of stuff coming up in the sports world here as we wind down the NBA and the NHL season. So tonight, to me, must watch Oklahoma City and San Antonio, and must watch New York Rangers Montreal. Set up your 2 TVs like I'm going to have. I'm going to have my 2 TVs. I'm going to be watching both of them. Okay, you guys are all caught up. You guys stay safe. Enjoy the games tonight. I will talk to you very, very soon. Thanks for the support. Take care.